everyone. This is Coach Jill with Fiscal Fitness Phoenix. I wanted to hop on this morning to give you guys a little bit of information of what you need to know and what to expect related to your student loans during the COVID-19 pandemic. If you are joining in, if you're watching this on replay, please drop a comment so that more people will see this video. It just really helps it to bump it higher in the algorithm so other people can get this information. Maybe drop me a GIF of what you're doing today while you're stuck at home related to the coronavirus. It's always fun to see what everyone is doing during this very strange time in life right now. I wanted to give you guys some information about the student loans, how they're being impacted because of the coronavirus, what some of your options are. There is a new stimulus package that looks like it is going to be approved very, very shortly here. And underneath that, federal student loans are definitely going to come into play with some benefits for those of you who do have federal student loans. So already, student loan interest has been stopped accruing on your federal student loans. The original plan for that was that the interest would not accrue for 60 days time. Now with the new stimulus package that is coming out, that actually has been extended. So no interest should be accruing on any federal student loans through October of 2020. So just so that you guys are aware, I wanted to make sure everyone knows that now they will be no penalties, no interest, anything should be happening on federal student loans through October of 2020. You also have the option to request a forbearance on your student loans. So what this means is that you can request to not make a payment on your student loan and those payments can be lifted from now through October of 2020. So you are not responsible for any payments during that time if you have been impacted because of the coronavirus. I know a lot of people have already seen their income impacted. They may have already lost their jobs. They may be projecting or seeing their income beginning to slow down over the coming months because of some of the restrictions and social distancing and having to cancel events, or their sales have slowed down. So for all of those reasons, you are absolutely eligible to request this forbearance. In fact, they really don't request any proof of loss of income whatsoever. So even if you are just thinking, gosh, I don't know what's coming and I really want to be proactive about this, you absolutely could request the forbearance now if you wanted to, and know that no interest, no penalties or anything will be accruing during this time. So I want to be very clear that any of these sort of benefits, if you will, related to student loans only apply to federal student loans. So if you have a private student loan, please do not stop making the payment. They are not giving the same sort of interest forgiveness or the ability to do forbearance on a privately held student loan. So make sure that you know what type of student loan you have. Don't just stop making payments, okay? If you are already late or behind on your student loan payments, if your loans are already in collections and you have been having collections come trying to request that you get caught back up on your student loan, if it is a federal student loan, all of that is going to stop right now also. So no collection process will be happening for this 6-month time frame through October of 2020 on any federally held student loans. No more late fees, penalties, interest will be accruing on those student loans also. So just know that that should have automatically put your loan into the coronavirus forbearance kind of 6-month forgiveness, if you will. So just so that you know that. I wanted to lead by example and really be able to see what the process was like, if it was difficult, what my loan processor would do if I tried to request the forbearance. And I just wanted to share that with all of you who are thinking about it, but worried that maybe it's going to be really hard or it's going to be cumbersome or you're going to have to give a lot of information in order to qualify. It actually was a very, very simple process. So I kind of want to walk you through what to expect. My student loan processor is Nelnet. I'm imagining that this is very similar across the board now with any of the federally held student loans, where when I logged in, it was very, very clear and direct communication along the very top of the website saying, if you have been impacted by the coronavirus or COVID-19, here's where you click to request the forbearance. So it was like right there on the top. There's very clear direction on where to go. I simply clicked the link to that. It said, if you've already been behind on payments, if you've already defaulted, then you don't need to do anything. They already moved your student loan into this forbearance and nothing is expected of you through October of 2020. If you're current with your payments, they do want you to request the forbearance. So don't just assume you have to do nothing and get behind. Like, please do be proactive, request the forbearance now on the student loan. There's that link right there that directs you to a landing page that says, fill out the reason that you're requesting the change in your payments. And from the drop down, it very clearly, like right on top, said coronavirus forbearance, and you just select that as your reason for requesting the change to your payments. Below it, it asked for your name, your account number information. So you just put in the account, your loan number, your social security number, and then there is a space to just leave any comments or questions. You really don't have to justify the reason that you're requesting the forbearance. You probably could leave that section entirely blank because it was not a required field. But you could put in my income has been impacted by the coronavirus if you wanted to, and then you simply hit submit. They say it will be a 5-day processing period. So just know that it could take 5 days before the forbearance is granted. I have never actually seen someone be declined for a forbearance when a forbearance is eligible. So I imagine that it will go very smoothly, that when you request the forbearance, likely you'll get notice within 5 days, either via email or when you log into the website, that it should show that it has been granted, and they'll likely mail you something also, but it might take a week or two to get that in the mail. So maybe just check online and make sure that the forbearance is in place and you don't need to make the next payment. Okay. So I wanted to share that I'm doing this because I know a lot of you are probably thinking, I don't really know if I need to do a forbearance on my student loan or not. Maybe your income has not been impacted at all yet, which is wonderful, but you may also be thinking, I just don't know how secure I feel, that maybe something's going to happen within the next couple of weeks or months that I could lose my income, and it's giving you some uneasiness or some worry about what the future may hold, and you're not sure how that will impact you or your family. I believe that it's really important to try to be proactive when we are feeling that financial uncertainty. So what I'm doing is I requested the forbearance. I am going to take the amount of money that I would normally make towards my student loan and simply put it into our emergency fund to give it even more cushion during this time of uncertainty. I believe that we want to be very prepared for the worst case scenario and of course hope for the best case scenario. So maybe we get 4 months down the road and we find that everything's kind of getting back to normal, that income wasn't impacted, and you can always take that total lump sum amount that you've been saving to the side and put it to your student loan if you want to kind of get back caught up or get ahead of things. The nice thing is that because interest isn't accruing and there's no penalties or fees, you're not falling any farther behind by simply stopping your payments right now, to err on the side of caution and just keep that money in the bank to make sure that you have it in case something happens financially that you're going to need it for. So that really is kind of my thought on that. Of course, some of you, you're feeling really good and you've got a very secure job, you're not worrying about it at all, in which case keep paying your student loans. Take advantage of this time where no interest is accruing and you're able to make payments and kind of get ahead of the curve a little bit with that interest accrual. That's a wonderful, wonderful thing if you are able to do so. But again, I wanted to just share that this is an option, and especially for anyone who has already seen a decrease in their income. Whether you've been laid off, whether your hours are getting cut back, whether you're a business person and you're seeing a lag in sales, or that you've had events that have canceled that you were supposed to be hosting, and you know that you're not going to have the same revenue coming in, I would act right now. I really, really would. I wouldn't delay on it. Get ahead of that and try to just kind of keep some of that money set aside. Like I said, put it in your emergency fund. Just hold on to it for a few months. Or if you have lost your job, this might be exactly what you need to do to simply just continue feeding your family and paying the bills. So I really do encourage you guys to check it out. It was a super, super easy process. I expect it should be the same across all platforms. I think that all of the loan processors are really trying to like get up to speed as quickly as they can and make this easily and readily accessible for everyone. So if it's not posted yet, please keep an eye on things, because they should be updating their websites very quickly. Let's see. Amy says, can you apply for forbearance because you're not sure what's going to happen? Can you continue to make a payment during that period, or does that take the forbearance away? I'm not 100% positive, Amy, if you start making payments again, I believe that would put it back into active status, honestly. So I would just say stick that money into a savings account and wait. So if you want to, accrue that money over the course of 4 to 6 months and just put it in a savings account, and when October hits, just apply all of it to your student loan if you wanted to. But I'm not exactly positive how that would be handled if you start making a payment, if it kind of just reactivates the account or not. I don't know for sure, honestly. And it might vary from processor to processor. So I would maybe look online to see if it gives any indication. Or you can always email your processor and ask that question also. I know that was one of the options I saw in Nelnet, is like, if you have more questions, here's the link to email us. Expect maybe a slow delay. I'm imagining they're getting a lot of phone calls, a lot of emails. So you likely might have to wait a little bit to get a clear answer from them regarding that. But if it is something that you want to research further, definitely reach out to them to see. And it might even be in like frequently asked questions that they have already answered there. So I hope that this is helpful for you guys. Please share this with anyone you know who has student loans and they're curious about how to handle them and how this is going to impact things, especially if it's someone whose income has already suffered. This is absolutely one step that they can quickly take to reduce expenses during this time of financial uncertainty. And if you guys have not already joined our Fiscal Fitness Facebook group, I highly recommend that you join it. We're trying to continually post updates, get you guys information as quickly as we can find it related to just all of the changes and things that are happening right now with the coronavirus and the stimulus package and all of the different options that you have available to help your financial situation right now. All right, guys, that's it for right now. If you have any more questions, please post them in the chat, because I will be coming back. I'll check these and try to answer those questions as you have them. All right, bye.